Phoenix, by far, is the best all around. I'm saying with security, with their fans and everything like that. So there's nothing to worry about.
New at 6, he is coming back. Jason David Frank, the actor who plays the original Green Power Ranger, says he's returning to Phoenix Comic-Con in May. Police say Frank was targeted during the event, the last event, by a man named Matthew Sterling, who apparently admitted he planned to kill Frank and officers at the event. Since then, other Comic-Con events have stepped up their security.
The verdict is in. John Allen will join his wife on death row in connection with the murder of little Amy Deal. The Phoenix man just given the death penalty. Allen was found guilty last week of first-degree murder back in 2011, when he forced the 10-year-old girl into a plastic box as punishment, and she was found dead the next morning. Allen's wife, Samantha, also sentenced to death in the case.
His survival is being called a miracle tonight. A carefree man who's legally blind and also suffers seizures just fell nearly 100 feet from a hiking trail. It's something, of course, that can happen in an instant. As ABC 15's Cameron Pullum explains, this could have ended a whole lot worse.
Just to the left, that power pole and the little V there, that's where he fell off the trail.
An early morning hike turned into a frantic rescue Thursday morning after a 29-year-old man suffered a sudden seizure on the Tonto Hill Trail in Carefree.
It's not his first time up hiking. He's an avid hiker and just generally a very nice person.
Volunteer firefighter Scott Bell says when he heard his neighbor Brian had fallen during a morning hike from this ridge, he wasted no time heading to the scene.
I do know that he has seizures and all, so I didn't know if he was having a seizure at the time.
He says Brian was about 2 miles into his hike with his mother when he lost control of his body, sending him falling nearly 100 feet to a rugged Arizona desert below.
You typically lose consciousness in a seizure like that, and so that would prevent him from being able to maybe put out his arms or his feet or something like that, and just kind of leave him at the will of gravity.
Miraculously, Brian, who is also legally blind, not only survived but got up and walked to rescuers. His mother by his side as he was treated for what would turn out to be minor injuries. Tonight, neighbors in this quiet desert community say they're thankful that one of their own is okay after such an unpredictable mishap. In Carefree, I'm Cameron Pullum, ABC 15 Arizona.
He was an up-and-coming musical artist, but he won't be taking the stage ever again. Rapper Lil Peep dying of a suspected overdose, and it happened in Tucson. The 21-year-old found on his tour bus just before he was supposed to perform at a concert. His real name is Gustav R., and he considered himself a goth rapper with references about depression and drugs throughout his lyrics.
A major agenda item for President Trump clearing a major hurdle tonight. But its ultimate fate remains unclear. The House just passing big tax reform legislation. So now that legislation's on to the Senate. The proposal is called the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Over the next 10 years, it would add $1.4 trillion to the federal deficit. It would also decrease the number of tax brackets and deductions while slashing the corporate tax rate.
It's about making sure that America continues to be the best place in the world. The best place in the world to live, to thrive, to start a business, to create a job, to grow, to construct.
Before the vote, President Trump met with House members to further pitch his tax plan.
The allegations coming fast and furious tonight against yet another lawmaker. This time it's Senator Al Franken, and he's already apologizing. A radio host claims the Minnesota Democrat groped her and forcibly kissed her more than 10 years ago. Leanne Tweeden says it happened while the two were overseas entertaining U.S. troops. This was before Franken was elected to the Senate.
And he just mashed his lips against my face, and he stuck his tongue in my mouth so fast. And all I can remember is that his lips were really wet and it was slimy.
The senator releasing a statement today, not long after the allegations surfaced, apologizing to Tweeden and to everyone he represents. Meantime, Senate candidate Roy Moore doubling down tonight, the Republican from Alabama continuing to deny the sex assault allegations against him, even attending a news conference to say he'll be staying in the race.
As you know, the Washington Post has brought some scurrilous, false charges, not charges, allegations, which I have emphatically denied. Time and time again. They're not only untrue, but they have no evidence to support them.
The White House also reacting to the claims as more women come forward against Moore. According to the press secretary, President Trump finds the allegations very troubling, but he believes the voters of Alabama should decide his fate.
You've heard of people stealing a car, but how about a train? This 20-year-old man accused of trying to do just that right here in Phoenix. And according to court documents, he came close to pulling this off. ABC 15's Mike Pelton with his motive and why this is a big concern for the railroad company.
The mugshot as bizarre as the crime. 20-year-old Julio Rodriguez accused of entering the Union Pacific rail yard in Phoenix on November 8th, determined to steal a locomotive. Court documents show honking the horn alerted employees.
The locomotive would always be attached to a rail line. It's not like anyone could take one and hide it anywhere. It would be pretty obvious where it was at any given time.
Jeff DeGraff is a Union Pacific spokesperson. According to court documents, Rodriguez told police once on board he began moving levers and pushing buttons. He did not know where the train track led and had no training on how to operate an engine, so he read instructions inside the locomotive.
Obviously, it's a great concern to have someone who has no knowledge or any real reason to be inside of a locomotive messing with the controls like that. You can accidentally do a number of things that could possibly cause the locomotive to move, which could put other individuals in jeopardy.
DeGraff tells me Union Pacific will review access points and procedures. Court documents allege while Rodriguez did not get the engine going, he was close. In Phoenix tonight, Mike Pelton, ABC 15, Arizona.
Meteorologist John Patrick in for Amber Solons with your most accurate forecast. Surprise, surprise, temperatures a good 11 degrees above average again today. 86 the top temp in Phoenix. We should be around 75. We are tracking some changes finally on the way, though. There's a cold front draped across the northern sections of California. That's going to move through over the next 24 hours or so to help knock those temperatures down. Until then, the evening shaping up like this. We'll be down to the mid-70s through 9 p.m. After that, we'll see those mid-60s make their way into your forecast. Much lower numbers just in time for your weekend. We'll show you those coming up.
Oh, not only is it Operation Santa Claus, it is our kickoff for our 16th annual Operation Santa Claus. It benefits so many kids, so many families all around Arizona. We do that through 4 amazing charities. We're collecting toys and clothes with the help of Mr. and Mrs. Claus here at Sanderson Ford in Glendale. We also want to thank Dan Francis for the amazing Christmas music. Perfect, Dan. Thank you. Tom Curtis is with St. Mary's Food Bank. And Tom, you guys have been a part of Operation Santa Claus since the very beginning, 16 years. That's got to feel great.
It feels fantastic.
Yeah.
We're really grateful to ABC 15 and Sanderson Ford for all you do for us and all the hungry people in our community this time of year.
Yeah, and you guys have a big event coming up, and Operation Santa Claus really helps that operation.
Yes, it does. Next week alone, we will serve over 12,000 meals to our neighbors who need food for Thanksgiving. And so without Operation Santa Claus, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Give me an idea what it's like when you see the looks on the kids' faces.
Well, it's just absolutely incredible when you see their eyes shining and smiling, because you know what? If we weren't there with your help to do this, we would not be able to feed them and they would go hungry with Thanksgiving. So it's just a fantastic feeling.
All right. Well, let me tell you, donating is so easy. You can do it here at Sanderson Ford in Glendale. You can also do it at our ABC 15 studios, any UPS location around the state, or you can go to givetotheclaus.com. Guys, it is a wonderful thing, and we at ABC 15 are so proud to be a part of this year 16.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Going to shatter some records this year.
We do every year. It's unbelievable how much the community gives back. Faye, thank you.
A terrible trip to the store, the scary weapon of choice for a parking lot vandal.
Changing the game when it comes to electric cars, the new type of vehicle that could be a game changer.
'Tis the season for giving, and Larry Fitzgerald extra generous this time of year, known for handing out some great Christmas gifts. Just ask the Cardinals coaching staff.
Well, it's about as low as it gets. A woman with disabilities walks outside a store to see acid on the side of her SUV. So now, police